Good morning. I'm Chris with Orange County Farm Supply. Welcome back to another edition of Chris's Corner. Pretty soon it's going to be cool season, and cool season is the time to put out cool season grasses, which include annual rye, perennial rye, bluegrass, bent grass, and the most popular here in Southern California is tall fescue. So the end of September would be the very earliest I would consider throwing these down. And to me, it's all about October. First week of October is the best because the soil is warm, and the cool night air really helps with germinating the seed. I can get germination with the rise as quick as probably 4 days in early October. Tall fescue, 5 to 6 days. Um, Bluegrass, probably about the same, and bent grass about the same. So let's talk about annual rye and perennial rye. So when you seed annual rye, you can put it in full sun, you can put it in shade. It really does very well in the shade. That's why it's so popular here in Southern California. Now, annual rye, you put it down in October. Perennial rye, same thing, October. Annual rye will die out. It will die out probably around April or May next year. And I put two different seeding rates. As much as you want, you can go heavy, you can go light. It's up to you because there's really no competition with the seeds themselves. Now, tall fescue, on the other hand, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. And I'm wasting my seed. I'm going to lose all of these. At first, they'll all germinate as independent blades and roots, the single little root with a single little blade. And at first, this is going to look wonderful, but they're all going to die because they're choking each other out. They're all competing for the same root space, airspace, nutrients, water. This is the preferred application, which is 1 pound per 100 square feet. Tall fescue is a clumping perennial, so it's with you all year long. And believe it or not, in this cluster of very few seeds, only one or two may survive out of this, and the others will go away. Because what happens in about 6 months, we'll say that seed right there is the lucky one. It will become a clump, roughly about the same size as this picture. So one or two may survive, the rest will go away. And you'll have stronger grass that way. Tall fescue loves sun, it'll take partial shade. Bluegrass is not very common anymore. It used to be common back in the 70s. Bluegrass is unique. It's a smaller seed. The seeding rate is 1 pound per 200 square feet. And because it's a smaller seed, you can spread it a little bit further than the typical 1 pound to 100 square feet. Bluegrass is rhizotomous. It'll take sun and shade. It's best in our coastal areas, and it is perennial. Inland, it suffers. I think our summers are too hot for bluegrasses. And lastly, I put down bentgrass. It's such a tiny seed. 1 pound to 500 square feet. It's a creeping, or it produces stolons, so it creeps on the top, kind of like Bermuda does. So bentgrass is seeded very lightly because the seed is so tiny. 1 pound to 500 square feet. You can use it as a putting green. So those of you that like a little backyard golf course, great seed to use. You want to cover most of these seeds. The tall fescue needs to be covered, the bentgrass needs to be covered, and the bluegrass needs to be covered. But with the rise, you can throw the seed down as long as they get moisture for about 3 or 4 days. It's up without any seed cover like topper or steer manure, something like that. The only reason why you would cover any of the rise, there's a lot of birds because they may want to eat a lot of the seed. But most people just throw it down without covering it. When you use a cover like topper, typically 4 bags of our 2.5 cubic foot toppers would comfortably do 1,000 square feet. So I'm the less is more camp. I like using less seed than too much seed in most cases. And the same is true with the topper or the steer manure. Less is more. If you put it down so thin, you could still see some of the seeds. That's how thin I want you to put down seed cover. If you cover the seed and you can't see a single seed, most likely you smothered it and it may not come up. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, stop on by Orange County Farm Supply. We'd love to help you with your garden, your turf. I'm Chris at Chris's Corner, and let's grow together.